from Morocco, you're not only speaking English, but you'll be bilingual. So you'll be speaking a little bit of French, a little bit of English. And of course, there are two scholarship opportunities available from an American university in Morocco, and they will be offered in English, right? So you definitely want to take advantage of that. And then apart from those university scholarships, which are important, we always aspire for higher education. There are 10 opportunities available for vocational studies. All right, so those are skill trainings, and that's available as well in Morocco. So we definitely want to take advantage of those opportunities. I always say education is power, and I've heard a lot of talk about there being educational opportunities for our people, and then when they come back, they have no jobs and none of that. We have to start creating our own jobs. We have to start opening up the job sector. We have to start being the bosses so we can help with the employment, because we have to be realistic. The government is not going to be able to, we cannot expect the government to employ everybody. There isn't space. So we have to be the ones that create our own job opportunities. It is so important. It is so important that we as parents as well encourage our children to seek betterment, not only in education, but to become entrepreneurs, to become business owners, to become their own bosses. That is what is so important, right? So yes, education is important. Yes, you should aspire for higher education, but you shouldn't aspire for higher education just so you can come back and find a job. You should aspire for higher education so you yourself can create the job that you want, right? That is why it is so very important that we speak to our young children about assessing the economy, seeing what is needed, just doing an assessment of what's available, doing an assessment of what they can do to help strengthen the economy of Grenada. So that's very important. And of course, good news for agriculture again. We have over 110 tons every year for 3 years in fertilizer for our farmers. And that's not something that they are that is new to them. That's something that they already know, something that they have been exposed to. So we definitely do want to encourage our farmers to reach out. Those of you who have already reached out, of course, because you know what has been going on, and just find out what's going on, get the information, go out there and seek it. So we're going to take a really short break, and then we'll be back with some more good information for you.
Imagine that you've worked all year and finally able to escape to Grenada for the perfect holiday. You are now relaxing on Grand Anse Beach with the wind in your hair and sand on your feet, hearing the sound of the waves crashing on the shore and birds chirp.
Miss, you want any coconut water?
No, thank you.
Oh gosh, miss, buy something now. What about these pretty necklaces?
No, thank you, sir.
You sure you don't want no coconut water? It's good for your daughter, Miss, you have any children?
This is harassment. One bad experience could translate into the loss of new and repeat visitors. Tourism benefits everyone. Tourism is everybody's business.
Stay up to date with all that's happening with the new national party, NNP. Send us a message via text or WhatsApp on 405-8683 with your name, email, and constituency. Stay in the know with NNP. Get updated.
My enemies' walls are bound to crumble, and to the floor their spears will fall. I've been made and sealed with love, but time to battle, I'll fight them all. I felt the whips and remember chains, when my sword has been forged by my father's flames. Fight your fears and heal your pain, and victory will be in your name. I used to be weak.
All right, and we are back. For those of you who are joining us on the live, we're having just a little bit of technical difficulty, so just bear with us a while we fix that. It burdens me this morning to have to come here and speak about what I'm about to speak about. And sometimes I've been told most times that I'm a passionate person. So I get a little passionate about some things. And it's not because I'm angry. It's just that I feel strongly about Grenada. You know, I feel that as a Grenadian, there is so much that we as Grenadians can contribute to the development of Grenada. And when I hear a lot of mistruths, and simple mistruths that can be clarified with a phone call or clarified with just looking, it gets me emotional. And it's sad, and I'm sorry to say that I have to do this morning, because there are so many other things that I'd rather talk about, so many other developments that I would rather discuss. But of course, I have to ensure that my people are well informed, because that is our goal here at Hard Talk, to ensure that our people are well informed. So this morning, a comment was made, a declaration was made that it was fact, that it was not something that the individual would have heard, it was not hearsay, that they would have seen it with their own eyes, and they would have called that development a facade or something that is there for show. This morning, sitting in my office, and a gentleman came. He's actually the contractor for the new addition to the hospital. And he himself was a bit disappointed in the comment as well, because he would have heard it. It was said on a public forum. And when we make comments like that, and I keep talking about this because it apparently needs to sink in a little bit more. When we make comments on a public forum with the general intent to mislead the Grenadian public, to cause chaos and confusion within the public, to teach our people, young and old, to disrespect institution, to become distrustful of our government, then we must be disappointed in ourselves. So the lady that was there would have said that she peeked inside of the building, the new hospital building. Nazim, correct me if I'm going wrong. She peeked inside of the building and saw that it was an empty shell, non-plastered empty shell, and that the outside of the building was well done to be put on as a show to mislead people. Let me just be very clear. This government is not in the business of misleading people. We do not have the time to waste in drawing up or drumming up stories of propaganda. We are here to ensure that Grenada prospers, to ensure that development comes to not only the economy of Grenada, but to the people of Grenada by extension. So the gentleman came and he was very, 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 very saddened by that comment. And he made it very clear, and I am going to repeat what he said so that Grenadian public can understand the truth in the matter. And Ms. Claudette Joseph, I hope that you are listening as well, because you are the one to make the statement. So just in case, giving you the benefit of the doubt, just in case you were misled as well, or that you misunderstood what you saw, I am here to clarify. The gentleman stated, when you're doing construction, when you're doing a project, if you are renting the scaffolding, which is what was done, so the scaffolding, the structure was put up, the scaffolding was being rented, which means that they would have to complete all of the exterior work. That includes putting in the windows, ensuring that the building is plastered and painted, and all of that good stuff before you return the scaffolding. Now, on my part, and on, of course, the part of the contractor, that is very smart economic thinking, because to rent the scaffolding, to do the exterior, meaning to put up the blocks and to plaster, and then to rent it again to put up the windows and then to rent it again to paint, that is just a waste of government resources. So the contractor, in his wisdom, would have said, we are renting the scaffolding, so what we're going to do is we are going to do all of the exterior. We are going to paint, plaster, put in the windows. So the exterior is completed. So that is to clarify one of your misconceptions. So it's not a facade. It is smart economic thinking. Secondly, when you peeked inside and you saw an empty interior, he also would like to address that as well. What he said is that the interior is going to be drywall, which means that they must now give the structure time to dry because the inside is plastered. What you may have seen when you peeked inside would have been the elevator shaft, which monies are not invested in plastering the inside of an elevator shaft because nobody sees that, right? So what you must have seen when you peeked in was just that. The interior walls will be drywalled, which means that the building now must get room to dry out before they can begin that work. So I hope that I was able to clarify for you, Ms. Joseph, what your eyes may have led you to believe, right? And we must be careful. We must be careful, especially as political activists, the information that we put out there to the Grenadian public and, of course, to the diaspora in extension. Because this morning we had the minister gave lots of information on the diaspora and how they intend to assist them in the issues that they are having, how they intend to make better contact with these people. So we must be careful. We must be very careful in the information that we put out to the general public. So maybe in future, it might be better to say what I saw and I believe or I think or in my opinion and not make these broad statements that are generally meant to mislead our people. It is not right. It is not good that we do that to our people. Because there are so many other things in Grenada to talk about. So many developments that we need to talk about. The issue of national health insurance, that's a big issue. That is something that is on the horizon, something that we need to start talking about. And I heard comments about us needing a new hospital. The issue is not our hospital, We don't need a new hospital. And even if we do need a new hospital, that is far, far in the distance. What we need to focus on now is fixing the problems within the health system, right? Because if that is what the NDC believes is going to fix the problem, it is not. That's not going to fix our problem. It's like putting a dress on a pig. It still remains a pig. The issues within the system will still remain. What we need to do is focus on fixing the issues within our healthcare service, and then we can focus on dressing up the outside. So we need to make sure that the inside is proper. Make sure that our customer service is up to par. Make sure that we are able to say, I received proper service in a timely manner. Make sure that when we go to access these services, that we can actually get them. These are the things that we need to focus on. These are the things that the government is also aware of. They have been talking about it. They have been making comments about it. They have been working on it. And we need to understand that everything takes time. It is a process. It may not happen exactly when we want it to happen, but it will happen. It takes time. The lines are open, people. You can call it 440-7377, and we will be happy to speak with you. Do we have our first call of the day, Naz?
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
How are everything?
Good morning, caller. How are you?
I'm okay, man. I'm okay. Is everything okay?
Everything's great.
Yeah, Ms. Duncan. While the detractors and the haters speaking about the negative, we will focus on the positive things that this government continue to do for the Ghanaian people.
Absolutely.
All right? And Ms. Duncan, I want to give you some more pointers, right, to prove that this government is care and they love the people of the workers of Grenada Carriacou Peace.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at in government restore pension at the cost of $57 million. That is to workers that work in 1983 to February in 1985 in 22nd. Right? No government touched that, but this government touched it. And the workers that work at the time, the government restore pension to them. Right? The other government again being in contribution 50% to workers' pension paid through the NS. You have government agreed to co-finance pension for the established workers up to 70% of the last salary. These workers must be appointed to the public service after February 22nd, 1985. And Ms. Uncle, when you look at it, many government came and never touched that because they know it's a lot of money. But this is because of the care and the love for the workers of Greater Carriacou Martinique. Government see that workers work hard and they need and they retire. They need to get a pension. And this government pay up to $57 million, billion, not million, a billion, million dollars to these workers that work hard. And you can see this government care and they love people. No other government will ever do what this government doing to reach out and pay this some amount of money to these workers. And look at again the government again. What were they doing again to the youth of? I was listening to the program this morning with Mr. Peter David, where he said about more scholarship is coming for the young people. More scholarship again, because that's the government. They're going to demonstrate the care and love for the youth, and they don't only care about one sector of people. They care about all sectors of people, because everyone made sacrifice, and the sacrifice has to share among everyone. Because I remember there was some student that went on scholarship to Mexico, and there was some swine flu down there. I remember a minister, I think Ms. Frank Cabanan said, it's not the government that send them. Because see, government is a continuation, and if government come and there's Granians in Mexico and there's swine flu, they're making a statement, it's not your government that send them. That was a bogus statement, and they don't care. But because of the care and love for the government continue to demonstrate the care and love for the youth, the elders, the senior citizens, where the senior citizen is getting $300 as a pension, the poor relief. So you see that government continue to do, and they continue to demonstrate their love and care for the Grenadian people. So the Grenadian people, you know who love you, you know who care about you. So keep on working along with government, and they will get more benefit and more development to come on the way. So, Ms. Duncan, you have one for God.
You too, and thank you so much, caller. It seems like you have a lot of information there, but it's good when we can share our information as a people. You know, we have another caller on the line. Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. I want to make my contribution also.
Absolutely.
I just want to confirm what the first caller just said. And we are not we people are not very thankful, right? In light of the circumstances that is going on in our economy right now, I think our government is doing a tremendous job. They can do more. There's lots of room to do more. But our people and our government are failing in the fact of educating the people as to what is going on. And enough people do not do their own research. So we need to be educating our people, or in fact informing our people of the things that is taking place within the government, within the country, what the opportunities are there for them, so that they can access this opportunity. A lot of these people don't know about the opportunity that is available to them, and how do they get to know? They are not interested in going and do their own research and whatnot, and therefore what will happen is that people like the NDC and other government will use their ignorance, right, to mislead them. So I'm saying we need to do a lot more of educating our people, making our people be aware as to what it is that is going on in government.
Yeah.
However, I have a little problem now, and I want to enlighten me because I've done all that I can to see how I can rectify this problem. Now, I did work for the referendum. My boss did work for the referendum. I worked whole day, bringing the elderly, the disabled to come out and vote whichever decision they want, right? And to date, I have not received a cent for my work, right? So I really would like whoever is responsible to rectify these things for us, please. All busmen are crying out. We need our money too. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right. Well, caller, thank you so much for your contribution. Based on maybe what I know or what I've heard, the Ministry of Legal Affairs would be the one dealing with the referendum or anything of that sort. So maybe you can try contacting Ministry of Legal Affairs to see if they can provide you with further information, because I don't really have that sort of information here. But you are absolutely correct. In this economic crisis, as they want to call it, or economic time that we're going through, this hardship, we are doing well as a country and we are doing well as a people. Can we do better? Absolutely. And this government is not remiss of that. We know. They know that they can do better. They know that there are a lot of things that they can improve on, a lot of things that they have to improve on. But you're dealing with a country, so many different things, sectors and areas that need attending to. And everything takes time. They can rush it. They can say, okay, let's do everything one time. Let's just do any old thing and just do surface work and patch this and patch that and just make everything look pretty on the outside, and then it just falls apart. That's not what they want to do. That's not their goal. Their goal is not to be in office and things only look good when they are in office, and then when they are out of office, everything that they would have done falls apart because it wasn't done properly. They understand that government is a continuation. They understand that the people of the state of Grenada remain the same. So they understand that whatever it is that they do must be able to benefit the people of Grenada in whatever circumstance, in whatever government, in whatever political party that comes through the state of Grenada. So they understand that, which is why they are taking their time to ensure that everything is done properly. And we must appreciate that. We have another caller on the line. Good morning, caller. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, my sweetheart.
Oh, good morning, Miss Jacob.
How you do, sweetie pie?
I'm great. How are you?
I dig, girl. I want to show something behind Claudette, but they don't take my call. They don't take in the call this morning. I want to tell Claudette, when they come in government, if ever they come, please don't take those citizens people money, please. Don't take those citizens water. They come in 2008, when 2009 they come up. And it's not the same set of people that they know it, not the NDC, my cousin farm. Papa, they come. Miss Jacob, they send me to take out your water. I say, hold on. Just hold on, they are coming. Not too long. I call Brother Let. And immediately, I don't know if Brother Let work with the phone or what. As soon as I done, he reach. Say, what, boy? He say, what, Miss Jacob, your praise work fast? So when he come, he say, wait, good morning to all you. Let me tell all you something. You see this lady that day in front of all you there? Please, don't take out she water. Because she don't have husband, she don't have children, and she don't have nobody. So please, don't take out she water. You know, from that day, they never ever give St. David NDC nothing. But I let dead. They don't go no fight. I know it's not he that they can. As soon as they come, I know it's me first they coming at. If they come tonight, they vote him in. Tomorrow morning, they coming at me.
Well,
because me is one, they do like me.
Oh, no. Well, Ms. Jacob, I don't want to cut you off, but we only have a little bit of time this morning.
Yes, I know it, Popo. So what? We brother tell and brother Devon. What the name is?
Devon.
Devon. tell them I say hello.
I
and
will.
you all go have a wonderful day, Popo.
You too,
God
dear.
bless you, and I love you, darling.
Love you too. Bye, Miss
Okay.
Jacob.
Bye-bye.
All right. Another mistruth I want to point out this morning. Again, I don't like doing this, Nazim. I have much better things to do. I have much more information that I need to give to the people. But it would be terrible of me to allow Grenadians to continue believing or to continue hearing these mistruths. And that is one of the school book program. Now, the same lady would have made the comment that in order to get school books, you have to contact your parliamentary representative. I heard it. I was there listening with my pen and paper in hand. And that is so not true. At this current juncture, the government would have spent over $2 million in acquiring school books for the school books program for this cycle. The books are distributed to the schools. And I will repeat that. The books are distributed to the schools, where the schools are now made responsible for the distribution of these books to the students that need it. And I'm going to repeat it again, just in case, by chance, Miss Joseph might have it wrong or might have a misunderstanding of what is happening. Because she can misunderstand too. So my job is to ensure that she understands or that she has the correct information. So next week, if she goes back on that program, she can clarify to the people listening to that program that she would have misunderstood and provided incorrect information. So the school books are given to the schools, in which the schools are responsible for the distribution of these books. Now, every school has to pay, every person that applies for the program, I'm not sure if it's every, but I know in cases, you would have to pay $25. And let me explain what that $25 is for. That $25 is a security feature, so that in the event, it is your child that has the book. So we know things happen. So that in the event, some water fall on the book, the child mistakenly tears the book, or something of that nature. That is the security fee that covers an incident like that. So let us be clear. Parliamentary representatives have absolutely no dealings with the school book program. It is done strictly through the Ministry of Education in collaboration with the schools, where the schools are responsible for identifying and distributing the books to the children that need it. So, Ms. Joseph, I hope that clarifies your concern. And again, why are we going on public forums and purposefully misleading our people? Why are we doing that? Because there may well be people that support that political party that are in dire need and will not go to ensure that their child gets a book because they believe that there is a political fixture attached to something that is so important. Why must we do that to our people deliberately? I cannot understand. I refuse to understand. But let me get off of that and let me start telling you about all of the opportunities that we have. Because people say nothing is going on in Grenada. So let's talk about all of the opportunities. We have the completion of over 600 low-income houses to look forward to. That is to look forward to. And that is apart from all that has already been done in places like Mount Gay, those being done in St. David's, Carriacou, St. Patrick, right? St. Mark, those in St. George and in Boucherjou. We have all of these things to look forward to. We have an increase in the allocation for house repair program and home improvement. And these are not political ploys. These are actually programs put in place to assist the people of Grenada who need the assistance. So when you go on public forums and you make it sound as if these things are political ploys, and you discourage people from actually going to the constituency offices of the parliamentary representative, because whether they have voted for NNP or they have voted for NDC, these people are now the parliamentary representatives of the entire constituency, of which all the people of the state of Grenada, whether they voted for NNP, NDC, GULP, the Star, the Progress Party, whatever party they would have voted for, they live within that constituency. They are now the parliamentary representative for that constituency, all of the people. So when you discourage them from going to the constituency offices, when you can discourage them from going to the ministries, from joining the Imani programs and all of these things, what problem do you think you're creating? Because you're not preventing a problem. You're not helping these people. You are creating another problem. Because now you have more unemployed youth, more unproductive youth, because these people are of the belief that there is a political ploy or or you have to have some kind of political affiliation to get into these programs or to access these programs, when that is not the case. These programs are available for the people who need it. Right? So we have increased support again for small business development. Increased support for, I want to stress on that, because we have a lot of sectors that need some entrepreneurial support, that need some young people with a great business mind, with great leadership qualities to start their own business to support these sectors. Do a market research, find out what the market needs, and see if you can start a business that can help provide for that market. So we have increased support for small business development. We have the completion of the Guav Health Center, the implementation of national health insurance, which is a major topic. And I plan sometime either this week or next week to do a 3-part series on this national health insurance. And I would encourage everyone who is out there within the sound of my voice to tune in tomorrow, please the Lord, for the beginning of that series, where we will break down what it entails. How do we get to that point? Why do we need it? What is the difference between the national health insurance and this international or universal health care system that they're talking about? Can you imagine? You're belittling the national health insurance and aiming for universal health care when some of the larger countries like the US and Europe and so on don't even have the universal health care. So universal to whom? We have to be careful of the information that we allow people to give us. So we have the improvement of the healthcare services, which is a big deal for everybody in all stratas. I have had my share. I have had families who have had their share. We have people in government who have had their share. Everybody understands the state of the healthcare service. And everybody understands, or at least I would hope that everybody understands, that it takes more than just talk. And it is a lot of work. And it's not just government needs to fix it. There are so many things that needs to be fixed in the healthcare system. That it's not just government need to fix it. We have another caller on the line. Good morning, caller.
Hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
I'm good. I just want to congratulate our Prime Minister on the effort he has made in bringing the country together via the opening of the government, of his party, to persons who were die-hard in NDC, right? Mm-hmm. And I want to zero in on Brother Peter David, right? Mm-hmm. Who is doing a tremendous job against all odds, against all that was said about him. He was one of the person who humbled himself and put country before people, could put his country before his pride and before the criticism of his people. And today, he's doing a tremendous job at bringing the people together, not just government. I'm talking about bringing the people together. You know what I mean? Putting all the issues aside and going out there and bringing the people together, and so that we all can benefit from government, from whatever the government is offering. And today, we are seeing he continued to work selflessly.
I don't want to
for
stop.
his government, for his party, and for his people. Again, I want to congratulate Brother Peter David.
Thank you for your contribution, caller. And remember, guys, when you're calling in, try to lower or turn off or mute your radio in the background, because there is a feedback. And you see, that's what the New National Party is all about. It's about inclusiveness. Now, when we had won the election, 15 seats, that landslide victory, we would have said to we would have extended an olive branch to the leading opposition party and saying to them, we are open to hear your concerns. We are open to hear your suggestions. So when they go on public forums and make it seem as if they are doing Grenadians a favor by saying all sorts of wrong things, there's absolutely no need for that, because they have an open door where they can go and share their concerns. But they will not do that because they are not for the benefit of the people of Grenada. They are concerned about getting this administration out of government by any means and putting their administration in government. And that's all well and good. But when you take this administration out, I would like to know, what do you plan to do? Are you planning to cancel the Imani program? How do you plan to fix the management issues within the Imani program? How do you plan to fund this new hospital that you are speaking about? Right? So will you give the unions the 23% that they're asking for in salary increases? Will you give the unions the 25% gratuity that they are asking for? I want to know from now. Don't tell me when you get into government. Tell me now. From this point, are you going to do these things? Are you going to stand on a podium and say, we, the National Democratic Congress, will give 25% to the unions, to the public workers. We will give them a salary increase of 23%. I would like to hear these things, because these are the things that you are saying that the government should do. So when you get into government, I want to know if you would do these things. Are you able to do these things? Will these things be sustainable? Or will you spend 4 years in government again and leave the country in shambles for another administration to clean up? Guys, I want to get passionate. And we are out of time. It's been a very short morning, but we have so many things that we need to talk about, that we need to clarify. So let me just say it again for the people who joined us late. I want to clarify for Miss Claudette Joseph so that she understands now, if she did not understand before, that the hospital, the new wing of the hospital, and this is information coming in from the contractor who was very much disappointed in the statement, that the outside was not painted and plastered and the windows put in as a show. The scaffolding was rented, and as such, he made an economic executive decision to do all of the exterior work with the rented scaffolding. And then they had to leave the interior to dry so that the dry walls can be put up. And the school books program has absolutely nothing to do with our parliamentary representatives. The Ministry of Education is responsible for the purchase and distribution of these books to the schools, and these schools are then, in turn, responsible for the distribution of these books to the children in need. So all of the NDC, the NNP, the GULP, the Progress Party people within the sound of my voice, I hope that you now understand that if your child is in need of a book, not your parliamentary representative. You go to the school and they will further advise you on if the book is available. It's always a pleasure talking with you, sharing the facts, and continuing to support the administration that is doing so many things for the development of our country. In whatever you say and do, we want to be talking with you and not about you. Enjoy the rest of your day.
You're listening to Hard Talk Grenada via www.hardtalkgrenada.com.
Stay up to date with all that's happening with the new National Party, NNP. Send us a message via text or WhatsApp.